In this video, I want to talk about what I did for my first job out of drama school, and no, it wasn't acting. My first job out of drama school was door-to-door charity fundraising in London, meaning I went around the city of London and all of the suburbs, all of the counties around London where I'd go knock on a door and raise money for charity. I ended up raising over £100,000 worth of money for the charity whilst doing this. But this video is about what I learned about communication, what I learned from being on the doors, how you have to throw yourself in there, overcome any fears, any anxiety that you might have over speaking on people's doors, all of these rejections that come up, and how it helped me develop into a better communicator, better speaker, better one-on-one conversationalist, and basically remove the social anxiety of literally going up to someone's house, knocking on their door and saying hello and starting conversations. And I owe quite a lot to the charity that I work for in the training, because it wasn't about selling and it wasn't about trying to get money. It was about trying to start conversations and the subtleties of these conversations that are led into converting. And I will honestly put my hand up and say I was probably the only person who managed to get invited in for cups of tea. I met a lot of great actors on their doorsteps. I met lots of really amazing people, and I connected them on such a personal level that they would invite a stranger in from the street, make me a cup of tea, and would be sat for about half an hour just chatting about life, acting, work, London, business, whatever it was. And don't tell the charity that I work for this. So where do I begin with the communication skills for door-to-door? First, it starts with having the intention and the anxiety eradication, so you can get to the front door, knock the door, and when someone opens the door and says hello, you go, "Hi, how you doing? I'm Bobby, nice to meet you." Introduction. Introduction is key. How you show up at the door, how you show up as yourself. And this is something I've taken into every single walk of life, socially, professionally, is what is your first impression? Because your first impression is going to be the thing that people keep coming back to. And if you change so much in that first impression to who you are now, you might not even get them even to listen or speak to you from the very instance. So making a great first impression with your voice, with your communication, with your presence, with your body language is number one. And I actually changed my name. I was Rob and I changed it to Bobby so that I could have a more friendly tone. So, "Hi, I'm Bobby. Nice to meet you. How you doing?" That was it. That was the way in. "Hi, I'm Rob." Too many downward inflections in my name made me feel like I was depressed and I didn't believe in myself. Being able to put on this character on the door allowed me to feel more comfortable. And you can do that too in life. You can still be called whatever name you are, but if you're putting on this version of you that is confident, that will start to seep into your reality. You'll start to be that person. You are embodying that person. And so it was using acting techniques that I'd used for years to create these characters, but all it meant was just show up, present yourself great, have a good intro, and after this intro, I would ask a question. I would say, "Do you know first aid?" And my tonality would change. So, "Hi, I'm Bobby, how you going?" They'd be like, "Oh, what do you want?" I'm like, "So I'm from charity and this is what I do. Do you know first aid?" Immediately straight in with the question before they even get a chance to even reject you. So you'd be like, "Do you know?" And then you engage them through this questioning. And if I didn't do the introduction and the question, I would point something out in the general vicinity of my vision, and I would do an observational statement. So observational statements are something like, "Oh, the weather's a bit great today, isn't it?" Or, "The weather's not doing too good." Or, "Oh, this sticker here, oh, it says here you support the arts." "Oh, what arts do you support?" So you'd statement question. And I would use this because it would engage them, because you already know that they're sort of half closing the door on you already. And if you get the statement in already, it opens up a lot more in their mind than it does if you were to just ask a question. Because ask a question, they could say yes or no. If you have an open question, they're like, "Oh, I don't want to answer that." but a statement triggers them in a different way. Another great thing that I had to learn for the doors is state management. So what does that mean? That means being able to control my emotional state, my energy, how I use it, my intention, how I use it. And because we're doing 6 or 7 hours of walking around, you get tired, lethargic, but you've got to have the same level of energy that you had at the start of the day, at the end of the day. And usually we're going till about 9 p.m., 10 p.m. because people are in the house at that time and it gets darker. So again, stranger on the door, 6'3" man, knocking doors, women and younger people who answer the door, and anyone really who would be afraid of a big man knocking the door and answering to it. You have to use a tonality that is friendly. You can't just be, all right, how you going? Otherwise, they're going to close the door on you. They're going to be scared. They're not even going to answer the door to you. They'll be like, who is it? And I'm like, oh, hi, yeah, it's just me. I'm coming from this thing. And you use your tonality to be able to draw them in, a friendly tone. And your state, if you are tired, you have to find that energy within yourself to go on and carry on with the same state of, hi, yeah, hi, keep bringing from the energy. And so in between the doors, you know, head down, thinking about, right, the next one, it's a numbers game, got to keep going. And then when you get to that door, you're ready, right, hi, hello, how are you going? And you just switch it on. And you do it that many times, repetition, and it becomes ingrained into your system, into the way you speak. Your tone for the door changes obviously depending on the time of day if you let your emotions take over. So the idea is to continuously keep an eye on it, use it when you need it, keep it good in between, use it when you need it, and just keep it sustained in between. I learned a lot about improvisation because there were moments that I wasn't scripted for, things that I had no idea how to answer. And also being invited into someone's home to have a cup of tea is quite daunting when you have no idea who this person is, just as much as them inviting a stranger into their home is also quite terrifying. So improvisation, again, with those observational things, improvisation is with humor. Oh, oh, is that your guard dog? Like when the dog was barking, or, oh, there we go. Oh, it's time for bed, eh? Or whatever. Just little jokes, little improvisation, using humor to connect with a human. Because at the end of the day, yes, you want them to sign up to whatever it is, or you want them to buy from you, or you're using this to promote whatever you're doing. You do this in the street, the door, online, whatever it is, you still need to be able to engage them. The next thing is expression. You have to bring yourself into this. You can't just be hi, I'm from this charity and I need you to sign up for this. There's no expression there. You have to be expressive with your tone, expressive with the way that you speak. And this goes for all manner of storytelling, life, professionally, socially. You have to be in tune with your self-expression so you're able to authentically and truthfully express yourself and speak and use your true voice, not put on this fake voice that you think that people need to hear because you work in a certain profession, and not be like over the top in the third circle of energy, forcing it down people's throats, but also not holding it back here and being too scared to speak, meeting them direct on in the present moment and bringing yourself into that presence. That was the number one thing that I took from acting training into door to door, into community management, into voice training, into making YouTube videos. This is the thing that is going to get people to listen to you, because you'll start to get goosebumps on you. And if you're feeling it and you're resonating and vibrating at this frequency, they're going to feel it too. And if you're speaking from your heart, they're going to get it too. You start to learn a lot about other people's energy, and you have to read them. Some people might be afraid, some people might not be interested, some people might just be rude, some people might just slam the door in your face. And it's up to you to read that from people. You can, approaching that many people and knocking that many doors, you get to really put yourself out there. We're not supposed to live in tribes of more than 150, and I've probably knocked over 5,000 doors in my time. So you have to really engage with the people and read it, and the more you do it, you'll engage. And this is the same with anything to do with approach anxiety, anything to do with socializing, going up to someone, making friends, making comments. Say you're in a line, oh, this is heavy, eh? And like just being able to read people, you know who is going to engage with you, and you know who's a bit standoffish. Read their energy. You know who doesn't actually want to speak to you. Someone could seem a bit dangerous. Someone's look might be misconstrued or taken a certain way. And so it's up to you to read that energy, and you're able to do that. So the more you put yourself out there in situations where you get to be around people and see how their facial expressions work, how they respond to you, how your energy approaching them, what response is from them, then you'll be able to read energy more and know what you need to do in order to reach them at the level that they're at. Speaking, all about the voice. You're using your voice all day, knocking doors, speaking to people. It's cold outside, so you'd have to wear a scarf to make sure that your larynx was nice and warm. Hydrating, drinking water as much as you can. Never be afraid to take a sip of water, whether you're making a video, whether you're on stage. That is your lubricant, to use another word. I don't know any other word to use. That keeps your larynx moist so that you're able to not have a dry mouth, and it keeps everything flowing, keeps the vocal folds and vocal cords nice and hydrated, and the body hydrated, so that you don't run out of moisture in the mouth, because lots of air is passing through. You're taking a lot of air in, and that can really dry out the mouth, and you don't want a dry mouth, because that starts to build up a lot of sort of tension in the face, and then you'll be like this. Doesn't start to feel good. So in terms of vocal hygiene, for want of a better word, that's going to help you. That's going to keep you going, keeping the oil going around the motor, able to speak, keep going, keep speaking. And finally, rejection. The one thing that we probably are the most afraid of when it comes to approaching in social, professional situations, going up to someone in the street, going up to someone in a bar, whatever it is. Now, imagine going up to the door of someone's house, them opening up the door to you, and all of a sudden you're like, "Hi, how are you?" And they go, bang, slam in your face. And you're like, huh. It can either shake you or break you or make you. And it did all of those things. And that's why you need to go and do this to experience it, that, oh, it's okay. There's another door right next door that I can go and knock. And it's about not getting emotional, not letting that affect you mentally, and going, all right, well, there's another door to knock now. And then you go around, you knock the other door. You might get slammed in the face again, and it can become very demoralizing. But again, there's another door next to it. So you have that mentality of, all right, there's always the next one. What can I do better? And sometimes it isn't even you that's the issue. It's the fact that they just don't want it. And that is the case across all walks of life, professionally, socially, whether you're going up to a girl to ask her out, whether you're calling up a business to do business with them, whether you're reaching out to new clients, those doors are going to be slammed in your face. But remember, it's one step closer to a yes. And being able to manage your state and your emotions during that is going to help you massively. So by the time that you do get to the door and someone does answer, you're not fully demoralized. You're still there in the moment and able to go, "Hi, how you going?" That is what it's all about. Once you're in a conversation with someone, you've got them warm and they're in, you're going to be fine if you just bring your personality into it, be truthful and honest and the most authentic you can be with what you've got, and that will engage them on a human level. If you can engage people at a human level, you've got nothing to worry about. And that is my advice on door to door, how you can bring those skills, that information, those things that I've gone through into your communication skills socially, whether you're working in a business where you need to be able to speak and your income is highly dependent on it. That is going to help you massively in order to communicate and connect with the people that you're working with.